What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here doing a tasty bit, doing a little bit of catch up. As you guys know, who follow the channel, if you're new here and this is your first episode, welcome. We have not been on in about a week. We skipped Tasty Cast.
Yeah, Tuesday.
We're supposed to talk about Final Fantasy stuff on Tasty Cast. We never did that. We're supposed to do Tasty Tuesday, where we should have talked about Apex Legends and I guess now Activision Blizzard. We didn't do that. Reason being is we live in Washington, as we've talked about before, and though we get snow every year a little bit, we get like maybe an inch, maybe two.
Maybe.
Randomly in February, which is very weird for us. Typically, we're getting a lot of rain during this time. We got a crazy winter storm that gave us like, and I know a lot of you are probably like, it's not much, but we got like 18 inches of snow, and it kind of fucked up our infrastructure, knocked out our power for like 4 days, and we were just kind of sitting around playing real games like Monopoly and Scrabble while starting fires and trying to stay warm that way. So we did not have episodes out for about a week, which really sucks for us because we try and stay, vigilant, keeping episodes coming out. We love doing it. I love editing them, and we know you guys like watching them. So we're gonna do a real quick catch up. That's why this isn't Tasty Cast. This isn't Tasty Tuesday. Obviously, it's not Tuesday. This is Thirsty Thursday. But we're going to catch up on some of the things we should have talked about, and then we're going to watch the Nintendo Direct that just released in its entirety. I don't think we've watched it, although I have heard a couple things that were announced. Some of them are pretty exciting, but we're going to get it all at once. So yeah, no real structure or format to this episode. We got to get back into the grind of things. 1 week felt like a fucking year.
Yeah. I think we are still doing a Tasty Cast this weekend, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Things will go back to normal as long as the power stays on.
I was say as long as we don't get part two.
I'm still paranoid the power might fucking go out. Like even like earlier today, the power went out.
Yeah.
So everything's not 100%. So, but we, it's been too long. So I'm just like, we gotta put a fucking episode out, man. So we're doing it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So, playing catch up real quick. Like I said, no set structure to this episode. We're just gonna go at it. I didn't do any intros. I might do a little bit of an outro, but we're just gonna go at it. So, and if you're here for the Nintendo Direct, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the name. We will get to that. Skip forward if you are here only for that. Yeah. So in the time that we've been gone, we had last talked about Apex Legends just coming out, and I had played like a match of it, and my impressions are pretty good. Since that time, in 1 week, Apex Legends has hit 25 million players. They had a concurrent user base of 2 million people over the weekend. So 2 million people are playing all at once, which is fucking insane. 25 million people in 7 days. And a couple things to mention is they're already planning on doing a Valentine's Day loot, or items, limited edition items, which is kind of cool because that's happening like right fucking now. And there's an Easter egg hunt right now based off of some mysterious reference to a Nessie spotted in the game. So there's obviously some hidden shit going on in there, kind of taking a note from Fortnite.
Fortnite, for sure.
Yeah, which is smart. And one last thing I kind of want to add to that whole thing is Titanfall 2, game that came out in 2016, a very underrated game. I bought the game fucking twice. I loved it so much just to support them. So you can see why I'm so happy about Respawn getting some fucking attention. Its player base has doubled in 2019 because of Apex Legends. So the amount of people who have been playing it since Apex Legends dropped has doubled. They're back in like 10,000 area of people playing online, which is really exciting for me because when Titanfall 2 came out, was a huge fucking fan of it. I have a couple of videos earlier on the channel of me with the devotion. It's pretty decent at it. And I loved it. So if this is true, I kind of want to hop back in Titanfall 2 because fucking when I play Apex Legends, all I think of is Titanfall 2. It plays just like it. So yeah, quickly, what do we think about the success? I mean, I think it's safe to say at this point, Apex Legends is kind of a fucking big deal in a week, which is kind of amazing. The success of the 25 million players, how they're already supporting the game. You've seen me play the game a bit. Yeah, overall impressions of Apex Legends, kind of the phenom that is Apex Legends.
I mean, really, all I can say is congratulations to them. They hopped in a new but already have some dominant players in it.
Yep.
genre here, and it's kind of a gamble to hop in when you have like powerhouses like specifically Fortnite, but even you know there are other high profile ones, and they kind of got in there. No advertising, people just played it and went.
That's what's amazing.
Yeah, they played it, they told other people about it, and now we have this many people playing it. So obviously the gameplay is kind of speaking for itself, especially in a time where people aren't happy with the publisher of the game. So
Yeah, and as much as people have been trying to attack this game based on that, when you go on Twitter, everyone just keeps going, but it's a good game. But it's a good game. It's a good game. It's a good game. People are like, well, fuck EA. And like, I get where they're coming from on that. But people are like, it's a good game, though. Like, you should just try it. It's free. So it's been really interesting because I've been a big fan of, I say it all the time, but Vince Zampella, I think the dude is a fucking legend. And I've been a huge fan of Respawn ever since they started. I know what they're capable of. And so this coming out, I would have rather seen like a Titanfall get this kind of praise, but that they're getting any praise at all for just a legit shooter. Throw out the Battle Royale shit. For a legit shooter that they made with great ideas. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy for Respawn in that sense.
for sure.
You saw the game a little bit. What'd you think of it?
I mean, it looks neat. I do have a small interest in trying it. I do also have hesitations because I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I know my my tendencies in gaming. So
Yeah.
it's the only thing that's really holding me back from trying it. I did play Titanfall 2 online with you and
You did.
I believe Josh.
Yep.
So I mean,
It plays so good.
yeah, I mean, it might be something I do like. The only thing I know I'm going to run into eventually is the same thing that happened when I did decide to go ahead and play Call of Duty with you guys before in the past, doing, was it Hardcore Search and Destroy, and then being the last one alive, I kind of freeze up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, this game has a way to bring people back
Yeah.
in a really fair and smart way. So, although I couldn't imagine you being all that excited, being the last guy carrying around two people to essentially res.
Not at all.
Yeah. And I would absolutely say try it out. I think you should. There are people that I'm surprised, even within our community, who pretty much wrote off Battle Royale games. And they're like, I don't like those games. I don't like them. And they're playing this now. So it just kind of really speaks to the quality. So real quick, without sucking the game's dick too much, I played it. I really like it. I'm really stoked to see a lot of you guys, especially some of you who don't like Battle Royale games, playing it and liking it. That just speaks on the quality of this game. It's very well made, plays great, has amazing systems in place, especially the ping. It's the ping system. It's the most useful communication system. I'm emphasizing useful, not the most robust, the most useful ping system I've ever seen in a game ever. You can play the whole game without talking to somebody and completely communicate almost every single thing that's important. That's crazy. And apparently they sat around for a couple months. They changed up their names in testing so they couldn't tell who's who, and they would just play with the ping system alone. That's how they refined it, and it really fucking shows. So yeah, I'm enjoying the game. I would love to see new game modes come out because I think the game just plays really good. It's a really good shooter, like in general. So I'd love to see some new modes come out as well. Just off that whole system. It's free to play, which is really cool. Very smart of them because, I mean, this is why everybody fucking hopped in and tried it, and the game was just so fun that it's just taken off. Very smart on their part. The only thing that, my only criticisms with Apex Legends is, I'm not a huge fan of loot boxes. In fact, I'm really underselling that. I fucking hate loot boxes, even if they're just in game or if you can pay for them or both. I think they're really lame way to progress in a game. I get why they do it, obviously, but it's when I saw that I was like, fuck, loot boxes are back. I thought they were gone. The last game I saw had that was Onrush, and Onrush came out last year and it was kind of like a B-rated game, which I actually really like, but I was like, oh, they're probably developing this during the time that loot boxes were popular, and then once it came down on them and everybody's like, we can't do loot box anymore, they're still making it and they're not a huge company, so they probably just go with it. So I was like, it's the last game is going to have them. Nope. So that was a disappointment, but I do think it's a pretty fair system, the way they have it set up. and it's all cosmetics, so you're not like missing out on anything aside from characters, but you can get them with the in-game currency. Other than that, though, the game is really fun to play. I just want to see more from it. So I can't believe the success of it. Word of mouth. I mean, like it was genius on both ends that the game didn't negatively get months of fucking speculation, negative speculation. You know, you go, oh, the guys who made Titanfall 2, well, they're not going to make Titanfall 3. They're making a battle royal, and it's an EA game. That game would have been dead on arrival with the amount of fucking months of just talking about what the fuck it was going to be. Dropping it like that and releasing it was the perfect strategy on their part. Making it free to play was a perfect strategy. In fact, I just read a thing that said EA stock is in the safe zone now from that game alone. It's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
So love it, hate battle royals, love them, hate EA, love them. You gotta admit that's just like it worked. It worked for them. So it's insane how that can flip, but it can easily flip the other way again. So it is interesting though, they released this right before Anthem.
Yeah. But I know it was during an earnings call or something like that. I can't remember the CEO's name now.
Of EA?
Of EA, yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Anyways,
asshole.
He had stated that they were kind of banking on Apex Legends and Anthem to bring them back up from their. I don't think
they knew Apex Legends got this well though.
Well, probably not.
I don't think anybody did. Especially with how battle royals have been out already, and everybody's already been like, you know, the top dogs were already there, but everything else is like they're doing okay. Like you could easily see the battle royal genre in a decline in the next like year or two. And this came out and it just fucking destroyed the competition outside of Fortnite.
Yeah. Like
out of nowhere. It's crazy. So obviously the genre is not even tired. People just wanted something more from it. Now all they got to do is support it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's true of, and I think we've talked about it before. Any genre though, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah,
again. People get bored.
Well, and that's the thing though. That's one thing about Apex Legends that I felt as soon as I played it is this game felt like they had battle royale in mind, but it's built from the beginning, from the ground up as a great game and not just to copy someone else to get their money. Like obviously the money incentive's there,
of course,
but it has its own ideas that like they're like, how can we make the genre? They didn't go, how can we make Fortnite? How can we make PUBG? They went, how can we improve on battle royale as a genre? Well, that's what it feels like when you play.
Ideas from outside of battle royale. I mean, the class-based system.
Yeah,
is from other shooters, obviously, and I think it worked out for him. If you would have said that you were going to add class-based stuff, when PUBG was first coming out and Fortnite was coming out and stuff like that, I'd have been like, well, what about the balance issues? And apparently that's not an issue. So.
Well, Realm Royale also does it, though.
I don't know a whole lot of
and it has crafting in it as well.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that game at all. So
I played it a little bit. It was okay. It feels free to play, though. This doesn't. It's weird.
Right. Wow.
Like it's so
there's a
so
bit
weird.
Of a difference in companies there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. But yeah, it's just crazy. The strategy, the success, just everything about this story. I've been wanting to talk about it for a fucking week, so that's why I'm just like puking up all this info. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad to see other people are really enjoying it. I like that they're already supporting the game, and hopefully they go really hard with this game. Hopefully they don't get lazy. I can't see Respawn doing that, but any company that made this much money up front so quickly, it'd be very easy just to go, all right, we did it. Cool.
Yep.
So, I mean, Epic with Fortnite, they went hard on that game. I mean, regardless of if you hate Fortnite, they support the fuck out of that game. They really, that's why it's still big. So, now that Respawn's here, and they're working on other games right now too, that are all releasing this year.
Yeah.
Star Wars is coming out this year, and another Titanfall game, not Titanfall 3, but a Titanfall game is coming out this year. Fucking crazy. Like Respawn's going to save EA.
As long as the other two games are good, yes.
Yeah. Which I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, fucking do we want to save EA? And it's like, you want the companies to get hurt and you want them to fix the problems. You don't want, because I forgot who it was, but they were saying that hopefully Activision Blizzard just fucking dies. And I was like, you don't want that.
It's a lot of devs out of jobs.
Yeah, you want them to fix the problems and get better. That's why you hit them financially, so they have to reevaluate the problems and where they got complacent and lazy and start making good things again, which we'll talk about in a sec. But so obviously there's a lot of problems with EA, and there has been for a long time. And this isn't going to fix it. This isn't the fucking magic bullet that's going to take care of everything. It's just Respawn made a great game under EA. So when EA produces other games and has other practices that we don't like, don't support them. We have to support the good stuff and not support the bad shit. So they'll get the fucking message, because they're not listening to us. They're only looking at the money that comes in.
For sure.
So it's just crazy to see EA go from one thing to another so quickly, similar to Activision and Blizzard. Anything else you want to say on Apex Legends?
Nope.
Let us know in the comments. Have you played Apex Legends yet? I'm sure you have. A lot of people on my Facebook are fucking talking about it. There was a chick who was like, my boyfriend's playing this game called Apex Legends. I was like, uh-oh, that game's getting big. If fucking people are even mentioning it by name that quick. Let me know in the comments, though. Have you been playing this? Do you plan on playing it? Do you not want to play it at all? Let me know why. What do you think about the 25 million players? What do you think makes this game special? What do you think about the release strategy that they did? What do you think about them supporting the game? And do you want Battle Royals to die off? Or are you just like, dude, I'm just sick of these? Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Battle Royals and Apex Legends and its massive success. 2 million people concurrent at once in the first fucking week without advertising. That's insane. Next thing we're going to talk about, I said real quick, is we've been talking about this for a while. We've kind of, it's been speculated on. We speculated on it quite a bit. Been, waiting for this to happen. Finally has. Activision Blizzard has laid off 800 people, which is 8% of their whole company. And yeah, this is on top of their last year that apparently they made record sales, their highest ever. So they actually didn't get hit that hard. The people they let off had to do with shit. I just had it and now it's gone. Non-development and administrative related parts of the business, but also the esports division of Blizzard. As I read, and I can't find now. But yeah, so they have let go of 800 people in those parts of the company, and they are boosting by 20% the number of developers working on its major franchises, namely Call of Duty, Overwatch, Warcraft, Hearthstone, Diablo, and Candy Crush. I forgot that was even a fucking game. Yeah, so there's a lot of details here, but obviously there's a lot going into this. What do we think about the 800 people who got let go? A lot of people speculate this was going to happen. We've speculated it was going to happen. I've been saying for a while now they're going to have to trim fat. Nobody knew it was going to be this much people, though. Yeah. What do we think about that? What do you think about their record sales in 2018 or profits? And what do you think the motivation for this is? And what do you think about that 20% boost to developing games?
The esports aspect of this was kind of, I think everyone pretty much saw that coming, just because even earlier on, fairly recently, they kind of took a huge step back from Heroes of the Storm and its complete esports scene, and they
canceled the competition, the big one, whatever the fuck it's called.
And then the administrative stuff, I know it's gonna be a weird example, but the last company that I worked for, when it merged with another company, there was a lot of administrative jobs that all of a sudden just went poof. So,
Yeah.
and obviously this isn't a merger, but that's a pretty common area for cuts. Not saying that they deserve to lose their jobs, obviously. But,
Yeah.
there's a
Let's
strategy
just
involved.
be clear right now. We're not happy ever when developers, publishers, anybody loses their jobs in the gaming, well, in any industry. But we talk about gaming here. We're never happy about it. We'd always, like I was saying earlier, we don't want to see EA, Activision, Blizzard, none of them go under. We want them to get better, and we never want to see people lose their jobs. We just want to see people make great games and keep their fucking jobs. So, with that said, when we're talking about the business end of this and our opinions on that, we're not saying anybody should have lost their job.
For sure. And it's also, especially if you're on Twitter and you follow all the different game companies and whatnot, as soon as this happened, pretty much all of them were like, hey, we're hiring for these job positions. Feel free to come apply. So,
Yeah.
So the community in that regard, they know essentially how it is out there. It's pretty cutthroat.
It's a fickle business.
Yeah.
We've seen that for years now. Since 2008, we've seen development companies just go under, disappear overnight. Telltale just fucking disappeared out of nowhere. And then now, when layoffs come, they come hard and they come fast. As soon as you hear rumors that they're coming, it's like 3 days later and 800 people are just unemployed.
Yeah, and it's even crazier because a lot of people will give up their entire life that they have and move to the places to get these jobs because it's what they want to do with their
Dream
lives.
job.
So it is a huge bummer for them, obviously. As far as, though, going back to the business aspect of it, if they are going to increase development by 20%, I think in the long term, they're obviously thinking about making sure that the games are being worked on, hopefully with a higher quality, but obviously they're also probably thinking about speed as well, because they cut back on some franchises, but they're focusing on these franchises. I mean, we all know every title on there, even though Candy Crush was a weird one to see on there.
Yeah. I forgot it existed.
But it's somewhere earlier in the article here, it even says a lot of the games have stagnant usage right now, and I'm sure they want to,
especially Blizzard games.
Yeah, and they want to fix that. So this is part of their strategy to do that. Will it happen? Well, we'll see. Because even if you boost development by 20%, you still got to have the right creative minds and talent in there to do that. So it will be interesting to see the future of Activision Blizzard, specifically on the Blizzard side, in the years to come, to be honest. So,
it says player counts or stagnant player counts for major franchises like Overwatch and Hearthstone. I keep saying that wrong. Which, I know a couple people have been kind of in denial about that, but it's been talked about for a while now. And like I've been saying, like the fat's going to get cut. 800 people's a shitload, so that is quite a bit of fat. But it has to happen. Nobody makes games for fun and charity. They make them for fun, but it's a business. You got to make that money.
Companies that big don't make them for fun and charity.
Blizzard's huge. Yeah. Activision's huge. Them merging just ups the amount of money they have to make. People keep talking about that it was a record year for them, and it is kind of fucked that they made more money than ever, but fired people. But people aren't. One thing they're not thinking about is Activision, of course, owns Blizzard, but it's more of a partnership in the sense that Blizzard kind of runs itself, and Activision has a mandate on what Blizzard's supposed to accomplish in that time. So if the whole company, Activision Blizzard, made record amounts of money, but certain parts of one of those two companies isn't pulling its weight, cutting fat from that makes sense in the sense that they're already making most of their money from something else. Call of Duty did really well this year.
Very well.
Yeah. And last year did pretty well as well. Or when I say this year, I mean 2018, because that's when it released. So we haven't been hearing about Activision losing money. All the biggest loss happened if you look at their stock, it all coincides in October when fucking Diablo Immortal was announced. The backlash, all that shit really hit them hard. On top of that, it helped with fervor against them in World of Warcraft. A bunch of people I've talked to who play that game, I don't play it, who like, were really excited about the expansion, played it long enough, and started talking, negatively about it, saying there's a lot of weakness to it. Certain things they liked, certain things they didn't like, but nobody was like super stoked about it after a while. Overwatch, I got a couple people that I talked to who kind of play it, but for the most part, Overwatch's community has been taken away from it by Fortnite. A lot of battle royale games have taken away a lot of people who played Overwatch. So Blizzard's losing money. It's hemorrhaging money. So it kind of makes sense why they made the decision. Like I said, I'm not advocating and saying it's a good thing, but it makes sense on their part that they are looking at. People also think about, you just made this money, but one thing that companies have to do is they have to look forward and see projections and know where they're going, and they have to have enough money that if they do have a year that fucks them over, they can survive it.
When they lowered their projection because they're expecting specifically Overwatch and Hearthstone to do bad.
And Blizzard doesn't have any major releases coming out this year.
Nothing, yeah.
It's going to be floating there.
Yep.
So they're going to have to support their games. This is why the 20% makes sense. They need to make games. So what this tells me is they're
content for their games, yeah.
Is they're cutting the money they're spending on things that aren't producing games, and they're putting and reinvesting that into production of games. Sounds like they're going to be putting more people on game development and trying to probably get Blizzard to produce something sooner than later. I would not be surprised to see Blizzard produce some kind of battle royale game.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
I'm not saying they're gonna. I'm saying I would not be surprised if they announced it. I wouldn't be like, oh, whoa. I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. It's a quick way to make money, if it's good enough.
Also, I see in there they're talking about, because I forgot this happened, them severing their deal with Bungie, and they even let Bungie keep their properties, which is crazy. But that just shows that their original deal with Bungie was this 10-year agreement, and it was all Destiny. It was one thing, and they decided, we don't want to dump money into this anymore. And I doubt it was like failing, but it probably, we kind of said they're reassessing.
They're reassessing, yeah, 100%.
And they went, this isn't what we want to do.
They're looking at where they're at now, what just happened, and where they're going, and where things are going to go based off what's happened financially. And so Blizzard is or was a huge way to make money, and it set a high standard, but Blizzard's in a shitty place right now. So they're not just going to break off from them instantly. The potential's still there. It'd be stupid to just be like, oh, all these properties are useless now.
Oh, yeah, you can't write it off.
They have to reassess and restructure the company. With Destiny, though, Destiny 2 did perform what they wanted. I think in the last minute they did make pretty good money because obviously Forsaken, yeah, came out and it seemed like it did pretty good, but it kind of makes sense in their agreement to just separate, and kind of go like, fucking, we're better off on our own, see what happens, good luck to you fucking on your endeavors, and you bye. But Blizzard's too much of an investment. They have to fix it.
Too much of a household name too. I mean, so is Bungie, but no, Bungie has like a game, essentially they're two now, but everyone knows them for Halo, and that's their thing. As for Blizzard, people know them for a variety of games, so they are definitely more of a household name, I'd say.
Yeah, and there's if they can save that, it's worth it. If they can't, I'm calling. I called the fucking trim the fat thing. I'm calling it. They're gonna split off from Blizzard if it gets bad enough. Because their IPs are sinking money, or hemorrhaging money more than Activision games are. Games. But, huh?
I'm just laughing at the plural aspect of games. It's Call of Duty essentially.
Call of Duty, Spyro Reignited. They got a sports game maybe.
Well, I know they hemorrhaged their own money with what was it, Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk.
I don't think they're doing those anymore though. I mean, the Tony Hawk one
did them, and
but the Tony Hawk one just popped out. No, that was fucking weird.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. There was like no build up to it. It just showed up, and people were like, "Yeah, it sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." But yeah, that's the crazy thing about Activision is they've always been known for having like no games, but they make a shitload of money. Now they have like no games. and they make a shitload of money.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy. But yeah, so all in all, this is a really shitty situation for 800 people. Definitely saw it coming, just not this size. Hopefully all those people can find employment at other companies, or maybe, get back in part of that 20%
reapply
boost.
else,
Yeah, move into a different department. It makes complete sense why they're doing this. It just sucks.
Yeah.
But the next couple of years are going to be crucial for Blizzard specifically. They have to really restructure how they're doing things. They got to get a good plan, and they got to start focusing on new games. I mean, that's a big thing. Like, their last new game was fucking Overwatch, and it did great when it came out. But their whole games as a service model, you got to have something new and exciting again. And like WoW has its expansions, but that's an old game as well. Like you got to have something fucking really. I mean, a new Diablo would have been huge, and now they fucking muddied the waters with that with the fucking mobile game.
I think Diablo.
And now they're gonna rush development. They're gonna fucking rush development of Diablo.
I was gonna say that the big ones that I think they really need to focus on would be Warcraft and Diablo. So, or just a new IP in general.
New IP, fucking Overwatch Battle Royale. I said that a long time ago.
I mean, it would make sense.
You and Chris were very anti it. You're like, that's not gonna happen. And I was like, well, we'll see. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but if it does, I called it.
I'd be less inclined to say it wouldn't happen at this point, only because of Apex Legend.
Yeah.
Showing off that classes do work, and I brought
and
that up.
Being
the last story
too.
Was that you would have asked me before, the battle royale scene, if classes were a good idea, and I would have told you no. And now seeing that that they can
works
work,
great.
So
works fucking awesome.
But that also took a company that has balance is literally their game. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, dude, fucking when Titanfall 2 came out, it was like one of the most balanced first-person shooters I'd ever played at launch.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? They really test their shit. They really care about the playability of their games.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna go back into that sucking their dick thing again. But yeah, overall this sucks. But
yes.
Hopefully something good will come from this. Hopefully we get something good from Blizzard. Hopefully Activision fucking bumps up their production of games and we get some new IPs. That'd be fucking weird.
Sekiro comes out soon.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's an Activision game, which is really weird.
It's a From Software game. It'll sell.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it'll probably get a sequel. Like, I've been talking for a while now too about a AAA crash. I know some people are skeptical on that. I think we're in it. I think it's already happening. I'm not saying it's the heaviest thing ever, but it seems pretty evident that we're in a AAA crash in a sense, because EA's having issues, even though Apex Legends just fucking helped that a lot. Activision Blizzard's having issues. Bethesda's having issues. A bunch of these huge companies are losing trust in their fan bases, and they're losing money because of it. And we're already seeing them reroute the way they're doing things, which is a good thing. We gotta stay vigilant on that though, because these companies will just as easily, real quick, fucking go right back to their old bullshit.
For sure.
If you don't stay on top of it. So I don't know. The next couple of years is going to be really interesting when it comes to the AAA companies. I have faith in the games market in general, because we get like new games every fucking week, and it's hard to keep up. And there's some really fantastic games out there made by not AAA developers. Support the fuck out of that shit. And so we're really in a time where AAA developers have to be on their ship too. They can't just forever live off of the money they made in the past.
Can't get complacent and lazy. So
yeah. So yeah. Anything else you want to say on that?
No.
All right. Let us know in the comments what do you think about Activision Blizzard. What do you think about the 800 people, 8% loss in employment, the 20% boost in development of games? What would you like to see come out of Blizzard or Activision? What do you think they need to change to fix this problem? Or do you think they're fucked completely and you think that this is just the beginning of the end? What do you think Bungie's going to do on their own? And let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to all things we just talked about and a AAA crash. Let me know your detailed opinion in the comments down below. Whew. I'm running out of saliva. I'm talking too much. It's a good sign to shut the fuck up. last thing we're gonna react to is Nintendo Direct, which just came out as of recording, the day of recording. So yeah, they're gonna go through a bunch of new stuff that should get us excited for Nintendo. I still trying to pull that trigger on the Switch. Always looking at that Switch, going, I want it.
It's really funny too because I know there's a handful of games you would easily buy for it.
Yeah,
you just need to do it.
Yeah, it's got the exclusives, easy.
Yeah.
There's actually a game. Was that Dragon Mark for Death?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that, and I almost went and bought a Switch just for that game. And it's a 2D side-scrolling multiplayer Mega Man type game. So, but I watched that. And I was like, I'd really like to play that. What's it on? And then it's like Switch. I was like,
besides
well,
the
shit.
first party games for Switch, it has an incredible amount of indie games already on it. So it's just a really
great console
system.
It's a great console. Nintendo's got a great console.
They do. It's nice to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to go like, man, this is crazy. Now I'm just like, it's just a fucking fact, dude. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. So yeah, let's find out how they're going to be supporting Nintendo as a brand into the next year or 2 or 3 or maybe 4. I don't know. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, and go. Oh yeah. And Sony opting out of E3 this year because they want to do the exact same thing Nintendo does. Who's that little thick boy? Ooh.
Not so thick now.
Deflated.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Mario Maker, right?
Yeah.
I never played the first one. I should have. It's right up my alley.
I didn't either, but I think just like anything else that's been on the Wii U, it's nice to see it come to the Switch because a lot of people didn't do anything with the Wii U. So nice.
Oh, it's the 2. One thing I really appreciated about the last one is you had to be able to beat your level to publish it.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's just smart 'cause it's like endless content. Like you like Mario, well now you can just fucking make endless amounts of levels. I remember I got into an argument with somebody one time, or debate one time about innovation in gaming, and they were like, Nintendo's the most innovative company. And I was like, well, what have they done innovative? They're like, the new Mario, dude. And this is back on Wii U. And I was like, what about it's innovative? What's inventing out of that? And he's like, that cat suit, dude. And I was like,
hi everyone, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. You just got your first look at the brand new sequel to Super Mario Maker, which we're of course calling Super Mario Maker 2. There will be brand new features, and many new elements are in development as we speak. So please stay tuned. Alright, next, let's cover today's Nintendo Switch headlines.
For the first time in 10 years, the Marvel Ultimate
that's pretty
Alliance
cool.
series returns with a new 4-player action RPG and an all-new original story. Assemble your ultimate dream team from a huge cast of Marvel superheroes, from the Guardians of the Galaxy to the Avengers, Defenders, X-Men, and more, to stop Thanos and the Black Order from unleashing cosmic
I'm gonna do
chaos.
that.
You can play together in TV mode, locally on up to 4 systems, or online. And get closer to the action with a dynamic zoomed-in heroic camera. And
Like the
speaking of
DS.
heroic,
Mhm.
it's time to go higher, further,
All the variances
faster with
of
Marvel's
multiplayer,
ultimate cosmic
Switch just
protector,
has all that
Captain
too.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Wield her power.
Nintendo, if there's one thing Nintendo's really good about, it's carrying on good ideas. All their consoles just are like these like continuations of the last console.
In Carol Danvers' case, literally.
Oh,
In
that's
addition to
fun.
basic attacks and
Yeah.
skills, each hero has an Alliance Extreme Attack, their most powerful move. Whether you join forces with
The
friends
one before
locally
this
or
was,
online, take teamwork to unprecedented levels as you
360?
creatively
Yeah.
combine hero
Okay.
skills
Yeah, it's been a
into
while.
synergy attacks. Your most powerful
I almost
attacks
wanted
can
to say,
even
like,
be combined
original Xbox.
into
I was like, I don't think
an
it's that old.
Ultimate Alliance Extreme Attack, The team-up possibilities will be off the charts when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black
Cool.
Order launches
That's cool, there's like a
exclusively
group
on
attack,
Nintendo
too.
Switch this summer.
Yeah, I love that it has the same screen multiplayer, but then multiplayer online
Welcome
and
back, Box
local.
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to unload some boxes and have fun doing it. The critically acclaimed puzzle series Box Boy is coming to
Damn,
Nintendo
Box
Switch
Boy.
for the first time. This brand new game is tightly packed with tons of content, including brand new puzzles and new features. We fit something else in too.
Oh shit!
This time, 2 players can box it up together. To restore peace
Not a
on the
huge
Box
puzzle game
Planet,
person,
you must
but
work as a team, solve
it is
puzzles,
neat.
and beat those stages.
It just works.
After
It's so
completing the
simple,
story,
but
you
it
can
actually looks
access a whole
fun.
separate adventure starring Cutie, the tall one.
Oh my god, I love that name.
Like how he's the tall one.
In
Yeah.
all, there are 270 stages to beat.
Damn.
That's the
Sunglasses
highest
boy.
in the series to date. Use your brain boxes to think outside the box and lead our heroes to the goal. Box Boy and Box Girl will unload on Nintendo Switch April 26th.
Soon.
The ultimate spring update. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is about to spring forward with
Twitter's
the version
fucking
3.0 update this spring.
Guesses on who they're gonna add to Smash.
What are we adding,
constantly
you
is
ask?
ridiculous.
You'll just have to wait to find out. Remember, Joker is a part of Challenger Pack 1. He's secretly been preparing
Looking
for battle.
cool,
and his
Joker.
moment will finally come before the end of April. In other words, this year, springtime is the time to smash. And don't forget, new Super
That's
Smash
fucking-
Bros.
that's no
Series
shit.
amiibo figures are on the way too.
Wait, there's a Salt Snake amiibo.
There's even more to explore in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
I still need to pick that up.
It's never too late for a journey through the maze-like miniature worlds
it's
of the
always
Captain
being
Toad Treasure
released.
Tracker game. In fact, we have 2 new
released,
announcements for the Nintendo
Wii U
Switch
and
version.
DS, I think. So,
I thought it came out on this already.
After a new
It is,
update,
it's
all courses
extra.
will support
Oh.
2-player co-op. Maybe Captain Toad won't be so nervous
What?
with someone at his side. 2
That's a
heads
good
are
update.
better than one, and an extra
have
set
2
of
little
hands
chubby
goes
boys?
a long way.
yeah.
This free update will be available later
Free
today.
update adding co-op.
And
That's
some
fucking
paid
cool.
downloadable content is coming. We're adding in 18 new challenges that'll see you traveling to 5 new courses, from sunken ships to a kingdom of sweets, and achieving new objectives in
looks
existing
kinda fun.
courses.
Play the demo. It was fun.
Wah!
Captain Toad and Toadette must obtain the Shining Crowd in each course, all of which can be played alone or with a second player. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker's special episode will be available for purchase as soon as, well, later today, giving you early
Oh, shit.
access to one of the courses. The rest of the
Nice.
content will launch on March 14th. If you don't have the game yet, look out for a digital bundle available on Nintendo eShop later today. It contains the full game and gives you access to Captain Toad Treasure Tracker's special episode once it's available. Steel
Cool,
yourself
I
for
wanna play
old
this.
school action in an all-new Gothic castle.
I don't know if I play it
The
on
side-scrolling
Switch, but-
action of yore shall rise once more in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And so, the young lady Miriam,
Yeah, I'm really curious about
host
this
of
game.
the Alchemist's Curse, must use her unwanted gifts to slay the demons wrought by the curse's original host, Jeeble. With these powers, she can steal the abilities of enemies, bend gravity to her will, and dart about Jeeble's castle at lightning speed.
My brain hurts.
Here, the laws of reality and 2D side-scrollers don't apply. Throughout the castle, a treasure trove of side quests, deadly tasks,
Treasure
and small
tracker.
touches flesh out the campaign.
Your body is covered with weird decorations.
Beyond the main story, you can dig deep into character customization,
I didn't even customize your
subquests,
character.
and more.
I didn't either.
Stop the fall of man at the hands of demons, and don't be afraid to show them your dark side. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night emerges from the shadows.
Crazy, it's finally
this
coming out.
summer.
They had some hiccups getting that game going.
Yeah, I feel like it's been
Time
coming
has
out
come
forever.
to build a new world and take on the children
Oh,
of
fun.
Hargon.
Multiplayer.
On an empty island, you'll ally yourself with the mysterious Malroth and defend your
Okay,
world
I'm
from
curious about
monstrous
playing the
forces.
first one now because I'm
Enlist
such a huge
villages
Dragon
to help
Quest fan
rebuild
now.
and Fight alongside you
Yeah.
in story mode. Or unite with 3
That's
other
fun.
builders to create
It's a
your own
story-based
island,
game.
local co-op
Okay.
or online. You'll gather materials,
This has co-op.
craft objects and tools, and reach new heights by building any structure you can imagine.
Oh my
Now
god.
you can dash,
I want to play this.
fly,
He's a little towel boy. Whoa.
explore underwater, and warp all over the new retro-inspired map.
This looks dope.
Yeah, they added
If you
a
own
lot
the
to
previous
this.
Holy
game
shit,
on
yeah.
I
the
have a
Nintendo
feeling
Switch
after
system,
people played the first one, they were like,
craft a
"Oh, this is
military
cool, but it
building
needs this,"
outfit
and they're like,
This is the game
Okay.
that people
and the
want.
Dragon Lord's throne.
"Cool." Yeah,
Shall I?
the first one was really cool, but it was definitely more of like a Zelda-style game with
There are more
building.
Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch headlines to come, but first, a word from Mr. Koizumi.
I can't
Well,
wait.
how's it looking? Next,
Pretty good.
Ooh.
we have a new announcement for that classic RPG series. Please take a look.
Classic RPG series.
There are RPGs, and then there's Dragon Quest, the series that defined
Oh,
the
yeah,
genre.
I forgot
And the
Switch.
latest entry is charging onto Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, there's a
in
part where it
full
shows
force,
like a
pairing
fucking
the series'
top-down
beloved style and
2D
perfectly
version
balanced
of the game.
battles with the most impressive scope and
Guys,
elaborate
cutscenes,
story
I haven't
in
seen it.
series history.
Oh, yeah.
Where there is light, darkness follows. For no one does this ring truer than the Luminary, the boy that prophecy says
Look at
will
that forehead
succeed
hair.
the last
Oh, yeah.
hero and protect the world from a terrible land.
Ugh, I want to go.
In
I
an
want to play
odd
this.
twist
Well, I
of
guess I
fate,
could buy it
the boy's
again.
royal birthright is snatched from him. On the day he becomes an adult, he finally discovers his true heritage and the powers that make him the Luminary. When he goes to the king of the largest kingdom for guidance, he is dubbed
Fuck you.
Darkspawn. So begins the perilous
Jasper.
journey
Tell
of
the
a
whole
hunted
story here or
hero
what?
and the ragtag
they're
band
showing
of
a lot.
adventurers who will join him on his quest to set the
This
new
is like towards the end.
Don't tell me that.
Together, they'll explore the towns and terrain of the sprawling, detailed land, Erdrea. Monsters
Bum,
roam
bum,
free of random
bum,
encounters.
bum,
When you
bum. Me
engage
neither.
them, choose your strategy wisely in turn-based battles. You must know when to attack, when to heal, when to use magic, and when to switch your party members'
Still
orders.
use him a lot.
As you do,
Who?
you'll earn
Eric.
skill points which
Yeah, he's one
will
of
be
my
used
favorites.
to teach party members attacks,
Him and Jade
spells,
together
and
fucking
improve
wreck.
their abilities. You can also collect materials,
Yeah,
so you can
use
forge weapons,
Luminary.
armor, and accessories.
I stopped using them towards the
Looking for
end.
an item
Eric.
that
Except for
help people
during, like,
out in side quests,
Story
or try your
stuff.
hand at the casino,
What's
or horse
gross
racing.
name?
Erdrea is full of surprises like these,
I don't wanna
and
word
this
it a
time,
certain way.
the player has the power to choose on the
third
fly
girl.
between the land's gorgeous
Martial
HD
artist.
vistas and
Jade.
the 2D 16-bit glory of old.
See?
This is also the first version of the game with fully orchestrated field and battle tunes. If you want, you can change between the original sound and the new one whenever you want. And you can also experience the journey with English or Japanese audio.
勇者の奇跡ってやつだ。
Fuck, I'm gonna buy this game.
Yeah,
Oh, you don't like it, honey?
Jade and the healing chick. I can't remember her name either.
Yeah, her name always eludes me. Jade.
Yeah.
First-time players and veterans should also look forward to new stories. Each sees
I thought
one
he
of the
was
main
gonna say
cast
fucking
members
first-time
stepping into
players
the
and
spotlight,
veterans should buy
shedding
this.
new light on hidden truths. This hero's adventure has truly leveled up. Dragon Quest XI's Echoes
Is that
of an
extra content
Elusive Age
exclusive to the
Definitive
Switch?
Edition.
I think so.
Launching exclusively on Nintendo
They gotta
Switch
release a
this
fucking
fall.
definitive version to the other console. PS4.
While we
That's the
just
other
announced
console.
the addition of these new stories, there will be more new information to share in the future. Please look forward to learning more. For now, let's continue with more Nintendo Switch headlines.
How many games are you gonna show off, dude?
A lot.
A Disney Tsum Tsum game like you've never seen before.
You little Tsum Tsum boy?
These stuffed Disney toys took the
Back
world
there,
by
dude.
storm, and now
I got some
they're
Tsum
ready
Tsums,
for
don't
an
even fucking think I
after-hours
don't.
party at the toy store in Disney Tsum Tsum Festival.
Totally not a game I'd buy, but
Play with your friends and family in a wide variety of competitive and cooperative
I'm about to buy
games
this
that
just for the
support up
Tsum
to 4
Tsums.
players.
How the fuck are you gonna make a game out of
Play
this?
online as well with
They
players
just
from
did.
around the world.
Little nugget boys.
And you can't mention Disney Tsum Tsum without talking puzzles. Connect matching Tsum Tsum to clear them and set a high score. The game also features a 2-player mode for local and online competitive matches. Disney Tsum Tsum Festival will steal our hearts in 2019.
And Disney letting everyone make games for them.
We're picking up a distress call in the Atlas star system. But this time, it's far from friendly. In fact, it's none other than Starwolf's infamous lieutenants, Andrew Oikini, Pigma Dengar, and the Great Leon. Now Peppy, Falco, and Slippy have no choice but to hunt them down, like the animals they are, in a challenging new series of missions you can only find in the spring update of Starlink Battle for Atlas. Every member of the Star Fox team has their own special pilot ability and skill tree. Plus, each pilot can take on any of the new missions and also Fox's missions from the base game. It's time for a game of seek and destroy. But don't expect Wolf to play fair. Look forward to news on the rest of the additional content, such as starship races and faction missions, so you're ready when the Star Fox team joins the Starlink Battle for Atlas update this April.
It's kind of neat looking though.
I just know you have to buy.
A heartfelt fantasy adventure crops up once again. Another season, another reason to wield weapons and spells against monsters.
What fuck is this?
Interact with townsfolk daily. Grow vegetables and fruits at the farm. Cook some fish.
There's some flat ass looking vegetables and fruits.
Or even raise monsters.
I'm not raising that
This
fucking thing. That thing's scary
circle
looking.
of life will keep you coming back for more in Rune Factory 4 Special,
I am
fully
playing this.
remastered for Nintendo Switch.
That ain't for me.
Pretty sure it's the
Battle
same
alongside
people in the covers
townsfolk,
mode.
and before long, you may become more than just
Pretty
friends.
sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
See it, Sturdy Valley.
See what the heart-pounding newlywed life has in store for you.
Or Porsche.
Exclusively in this new version
Picked
of
up
the game.
my time in Porsche. It's pretty cool so far.
Rune Factory 4 Special will be ripe for the playing later this year.
I mean, maybe I like those kind of games. So.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, what
we
is
can
this?
finally confirm that Rune Factory 5 is in development. Look forward to more info
Maybe
in
that
the
will be the
future.
Rune Factory for me.
Maybe.
Number 5. 5's the charm.
Soon, a time will come to slay monsters and rescue lost souls. Before those souls become monsters. In this action RPG from the developers of I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere,
Really?
step into a realm built upon the tenets
Going
of
3D.
reincarnation.
I
Its
guess they
people
technically
lead
3D
repressed
before, but-
lives, forbidden to mourn the loss of loved ones. To uphold these tenets, Kagachi must travel between the living world and the beyond to rescue lost souls from a terrible fate,
I like the art
becoming
style.
monsters.
I loved I Am Setsuna. I still need to play Lost
When
Sphere.
battling these creatures, the lost souls you've rescued can manifest within you, granting you new powers. Each soul's powers are
Pokemon.
different, so you must choose the right soul for the situation at hand. In this deep single-player
Square's
campaign,
doing good
there will be many
again.
battles. You will fight, and you will become stronger. Those who fall to grief are lost, and the lost don't reincarnate.
Yeah, don't help at all.
Very
Just
foundations
fucking
of
watch.
reincarnation
Thanks.
will begin to crumble when Oninaki launches in summer 2019.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, take care of G Factory.
Cars, robots, and Yoshis in a world of craft.
Oh, Yoshi.
You know what that means? Yoshi's Crafted World is almost here. This time, we'd like to put the many facets of these crafty courses on display.
Damn, look at those honkers
As
back there.
Yoshi,
What am I
you'll
looking
go
at?
rafting,
I don't know. I don't know what this is.
race solar cars, and tear through the sky on a plane. Nice shot, Yoshi. Hey, that robot's pretty huge for a miniature.
This is chaos.
Even at this scale, you'll have some challenging bosses to wrangle. Using in-game coins you've racked up, you can collect crafted costumes. If you wear one, it'll offer a bit of protection from enemies. There are more than 180 of these
What the
costumes,
fuck's happening?
and some of them
feel
can
like
be
I
tricky
took
to get your
something.
hands on.
Product placement.
Later today,
Yoshi.
we'll release a demo, which lets you play through the first course.
Cool.
It's that video that's circulating around of all the
Yoshi's
voice
Crafted
acting
World
for
game
Yoshi,
will
but it's
finally
all
hatch on March 29th.
tuned down to the guy's original voice. It's
We have
creepy.
more Nintendo
Guy's
Switch
just like,
headlines
Yoshi.
coming up. But first, another update from Mr. Koizumi.
How's it going so far? Next, we have a follow-up on the latest installment in one of our long-running series, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Cool.
Please have a look.
Must buy.
Yep. I want to play that Fire Emblem fucking Warriors game that we played when the fucking power was out.
Oh my. What could have brought you here?
There's a lot of like fucking like Japanese stuff and anime looking stuff for Nintendo. It's
The
interesting.
continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid
This is
north,
the story to
is the home of the Holy
Ace Combat
Kingdom
7,
of
right?
Fargus, ruled by the
I
royal
was thinking
family
the
and its
Romance of the
knights.
Three Kingdoms.
It's all the same game.
To the east, a league
All 3 of these
nobles
games, same
that
game.
needs no king nor emperor, rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan
Gotta beat the
and
last,
these
like,
3
two
mighty
Fire Emblems that came
powers
out
now
still.
exist in relative harmony.
In the Fire Emblem Three Houses game, you are the hero the world needs. You start out as a mercenary traveling with a group led by your father, Geralt. After an unexpected incident
Geralt?
reveals an unknown power hidden within, you'll
Geralt?
travel to Garrick Mach
Is he
Monastery,
a
where
bitcher?
you'll receive an offer to teach at the Officers' Academy. Around that same time, you alone begin to see a mysterious girl named Sothis, who appears within your mind.
My girl's mysterious.
Garrick Mach Monastery lies at the center of 3 large territories. It is the home base of the Church of Seros, the main religion of Fodlan, as well as the Knights of Seros. Not only does the church serve to maintain order in Fodlan, its monastery also houses
It already
the
tells more to
Officers'
this game,
Academy.
too, than the handheld
Those who
ones.
train there will go on to shoulder the future of Fodlan. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses. The Black Eagles is for
Slytherin.
students from the Adrestian Empire, including the house leader and future emperor, Edelgard. The Blue Lions boasts Prince Dimitri of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus as its house leader.
Hogglepog.
This house is for students from his
It's the one
kingdom.
Henry's part of, right?
The Golden Deer is for students from the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, who is the heir
Griffey
of the noble
Poos.
family that leads the Alliance. As a professor, you will lead the students of one of these houses and instruct them. In addition to the house leaders, there are many other students to meet, each with their own unique personalities and
neutral.
skills. Which house will you choose?
And then you teach one of them.
The red one, of course.
You just like red.
Students are expected to travel to various lands, sometimes with the Knights of Seros themselves, and gain real battle experience, including
can't wait for
everything
this.
from defeating bandits to suppressing rebellions.
I'm already
These
sold.
may be class assignments, but the stakes
Yeah, this
in
looks
each
good.
battle are very real. Whether your students live or die will depend on your
Fire
leadership.
Emblem on console, dude.
Strategize as the battle progresses to claim victory. At the Officers' Academy, your students will work diligently each day so that they may wield a variety of weapons. Master the study of magic
They always take like the idea of Fire
and
Emblem,
acquire
but they always
special
give it like
skills
new
such as
systems.
horsemanship.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps it fresh. Just because this is going to be on console, though, they got more
You
space
have been
to
entrusted with
make
their
a bigger
future,
game, but
and it's
they
up
also
to
got to really
you
show
to
off.
guide each of them and help them hone their abilities. Through combat experience and study, you can help your students reach their full potential. Your students can also interact with each other at the academy.
This looks
and by doing
delicious.
so,
Let's
their
eat.
bonds will strengthen, and they'll be able to better support each other on the battlefield.
I love that system, and well, I think it's in most of the games.
Yeah.
Hey, over here!
was actually really impressed with the cinematics in the Fire Emblem that we were playing.
Awakening.
Yeah,
3 territories.
they're really well done.
3 houses.
No, I got close.
Good.
Your very own journey.
Playing the one after it.
This looks fucking cool. I love the art style.
Oh yeah.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses will release on July 26th.
Oh, dude. It's during the Final Fantasy expansion.
Oh man.
So, how does it look? Originally, we announced that Fire Emblem 3 Houses would release this spring, but more development time will be necessary.
Take your time.
And so the new release date is July 26th.
Make it good.
That means we'll have to ask you to wait a little longer, but we hope you'll look forward to the next generation of Fire Emblem all the same.
Please look forward to it.
Time for
Nope.
some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
In this next
gonna wear his
entry of
fucking
this
knuckles out
iconic
doing that
series,
shit.
the last player standing wins.
What?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
99 players,
this
I'm
is all over Twitter.
but only
I'm
one
fucking
reigns
stoked
supreme.
about this.
Of course you are.
This is
I love Tetris.
Tetris 99.
This is fucking ridiculous.
The
It's
iconic
fucking
puzzle game
dope.
arrives with an online experience like no other.
I'm gonna wreck people.
Nintendo Switch Online
Not
members
really.
can
Don't
battle
take
for
my word for that.
dominance
I'm pretty
in
good,
this
not
free-to-download
that good.
game.
I was saying, there's some fucking gross people. in
Yeah,
this
there's
game.
gonna be
You're
like some
attacked with
weird
garbage.
fucking people going.
Attack back to
Working
defeat
math
the
out in
other
your head
98
constantly.
players and become the sole survivor. Nintendo Switch Online members, be ready to join the fight. Tetris 99 will be available for download later today.
Wait, it's out?
Look forward to battling it out
It's
in
free,
upcoming
too.
online events.
Is it?
I thought.
Prepare to
my Switch
kill,
when we're done
survive,
Oh, that's
or
cool.
die in Dead by Daylight.
It's going to Switch.
Imagine this.
Is it on Switch
You're
already?
alone, struck by fear,
think it is already.
struggling to survive.
Daylight.
And
That looks
then
like shit,
you
but I'm
meet
glad it's on
another
there.
Survivor, but it's too late. The killer is upon you. Now run,
It's very bright.
hide, scavenge for items, open the gates, and
it's
escape
crazy
with
they
your
even got
life.
it.
Or
They
take
actually
on the role of the
took the
killer
time to put it
make
on
the
there.
so-called
Yeah.
survivors your next victims.
I'm glad
Terrifying.
this game's still
Oh,
slowly
yes.
just kind of
Satisfying.
cruising.
Just
going,
you win.
Yeah.
With loads of maps, characters, and cosmetics to earn. You'll experience a
So
deep
you've added
progression
some.
system while you're on the hunt or being hunted.
Ain't hop back in that game. I
Discover
love that
the
game.
true meaning of horror when Dead by
available
Daylight creeps
fall,
up
yeah.
on Nintendo Switch this fall. This dog will ruin your day.
Fucking better not.
Ooh, we're getting Willow flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking Willow shivers. Willow chills. Chillos. What?
Oh, faces are so
The fuck is happening? I hope not. Though I kind of hope so. For free.
Now for a message from the
cool.
producer of the futuristic mech action game.
Yeah, I really
Daemon
want to play
Ex
this.
Machina.
Hello everyone, I'm Kenichiro Tsukura, producer of Daemon Ex Machina, and I have some news for you. Later today, they'll be releasing a demo called Daemon Ex Machina.
Really?
to download that.
On
Yeah,
Nintendo
I wanna
eShop
try it.
for a limited time. The game is still in development,
Cool.
but in the demo
Apparently I
you
just
can
need to
battle
turn on
4
the Switch
different
or
missions
something about that.
while exploring the basic controls and customizations
And
of
then
your
hand it to
personal
me.
mech known as an arsenal. You can also experience a boss battle in the final mission, so please try it out.
Yeah, I'm stoked on this because fucking people who
After
worked
playing
on
the demo, we'd like to
fucking
hear your
Armored
feedback.
Core are working on this
We'll
since
be conducting a
obvious.
short online
Remember I
survey
looked at it, I'm
by
like, is that
sending
like
an
cell
email
shaded
invite to
fucking
some
Armored
players
Core?
to try out prototype missions. If you weren't selected for the survey, we also welcome your feedback.
And
through
From
social
Software's been
media.
doing so good with their other
We
games. They're just like,
appreciate your
eh,
feedback and
we'll
hope we
make
make
it
this
Armored
game
Core
the best
someday.
it can be.
It's like, oh, please.
We have more to say about Daemon
That
Ex
was
Machina, so
nice to
please
hear
follow
that.
the official Nintendo
They
of America
basically
Twitter
just said,
account,
you know, after
so
you
you
try
can
it, we
stay
have a
up to
survey.
date
We
on the
really
latest
appreciate your
information.
feedback.
Daemon Ex Machina should be launching this summer.
on the server and be like, thank you for bringing back Armored Core.
With that in mind, the development team is working hard right now, so please stay tuned.
Kind of worried maybe they're the people who have like the ideas for Armored Core. 'cause Armored
Realistic
Core 5
racing
was
is
shit.
headed for Nintendo Switch. Grid
Armored Core
Autosport
4
comes
was
fully
fucking
loaded
great.
with a mix of high-speed thrills, believable handling, and a difficulty level
some
that
racing
scales
games,
to your
huh?
skills. You'll feel like a pro racer as you master the world's
I
fastest
just
cars
love
to
the
win
fucking
motorsport's most
the Switch
exhilarating races.
has like a
Everything.
variety
From the
of
prestigious
games.
circuit
It's
of Spa-Francorchamps
awesome.
to the narrow
Like,
city streets of Barcelona.
It's just
All
legit.
DLC is
It's
included
awesome.
with 100 cars, 100 circuits, and some welcome additions like motion controls and custom controls.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Players can race
but-
online or locally, and
Motion
two players
controls
can
and
race
screen
split
flipping.
screen on a single system. From street racing to demolition derby, when
cool.
Grid Autosport speeds onto Nintendo Switch in summer 2019. Enter the Viking Age to experience Senua's
Cool.
journey
That is
again.
cool.
I didn't
or
think to
for
see
the
that
very
game on
first
there.
I
time.
didn't either.
The fuck's it look like?
Created in collaboration with neuroscientists and people who experience psychosis, Hellblade pulls
actually
players deep
represented-
into the
oh, yeah.
mind of Senua.
That looked a little
This
fuzzy.
broken Celtic warrior
The
embarks
first
on a
the
haunting
first part,
vision
yeah.
quest
It
through
looks
Viking
better than I
hell
thought it
to
would
fight
though.
for the soul of her dead lover. Hellblade has won multiple awards,
so
including
glad
BAFTAs
that
for
this game
performance, audio and artistic achievement,
Getting
British Game, and Game Beyond Entertainment.
more avenues to
Find
get
out
purchased.
why.
Yeah, that's
Hellblade:
awesome.
Senua's Sacrifice
I
releases
still need
on
to fucking
Nintendo
beat it.
Switch this spring.
I say that too much. Played everything
The
and
Nintendo
fucking
Switch lineup
not
just
beat
keeps
them.
getting stronger. Mortal Kombat 11 proves
Really?
the saga 25
That's
years
cool.
in the telling is far from over. With
very
all new
mature
custom
game to
character
get.
variations, plus new characters and returning
It's just
veterans
the console
taking
for
up the
us, so
fight.
man, fucking
In a
nailed it.
fresh new adventure, Unravel 2 sees players take control of two adorable
I thought that was
Yarnies.
like a Sony only game.
Control both Yarnies on your own in single player, or play with a friend in local co-op.
That was
for
on
some
sale for like
puzzling
$10 the other
platforming
day. I
fun
kinda wanna
when
pick it up,
Unravel
but
2
I'm
comes
only
to
gonna play it
Nintendo
co-op.
Switch March 22nd. For the first time on Nintendo Switch, experience Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered with revamped gameplay and features tailored to the system like motion aiming and touch input. Set in the American Revolution, explore one of the most iconic eras in history as you fight for freedom.
I wasn't a big
independence,
Assassin's Creed 3
Usher
fan.
in the rise of a nation.
It was
All the
okay.
original downloadable content, plus the
I don't
entire
think I played it at all.
standalone game,
Yeah, no,
Assassin's
I don't
Creed
at all.
Liberation Remastered, will be included when they launch together on May 21st. Final Fantasy fans, better open your calendars. We're excited to announce that Final Fantasy
pretty
VII
cool.
will find its new home on Nintendo Switch
Do I
March
need to buy
26th.
this like a fucking eighth
We can
time?
also
or
announce
what?
that
Yeah, it's
Nintendo
like
Mystery
fucking-
Dungeon Everybody will
I
release
want this,
on March
though.
20th.
I love
We're
Mystery
pleased to
Dungeon, and I
announce
haven't
that
seen it
Final
since
Fantasy
PlayStation
IX
1.
will journey onto Nintendo Switch later
out, yeah,
today.
now.
Once a
Seven's
classic,
pretty much like
always
fucking
a
Symphony
classic.
of the Night, man. It's fucking on everything.
That's all
I
for
bought
today's
it so
Nintendo
many
Switch
times, it's
headline.
stupid.
How's everything looking?
Bad.
Well, we have a bit
Not
more
impressed.
to share in this
It's all
Nintendo
awful.
Direct. Please stay with us until the end. Let's take a look, shall we?
It's like a PS2 game. What is this?
These Platinum Games.
Kind of looks like a Platinum Games game.
It looks cool.
It's kind of neat. I think it's weird that you're like fucking attached to the hip to somebody. It's fucking Zaluka.
You people are leading all of humanity straight to damnation.
Straight to damnation? You're the terrorist here!
You
It's a
don't
weird thing to say to a terrorist.
My heart goes out to you two. All because of how you were born. Doomed to be used by those idiots
cool.
until you die. Chained to your fate, powerless.
Today has been most revelatory. Finally, we're ready for the final stage.
What the hell are they? Why did you make them?
I really hoped you two wouldn't get caught up in all this. Now don't go dying on me.
Yep.
It looked cool.
It looks cool, yeah.
Yeah.
What you just witnessed is Astral Chain, a brand new action game in development at Platinum Games. It looked like two characters were fighting together during battle, didn't it? I hope you're excited to learn more about how combat will play out in this game. Please stay tuned. And speaking of Platinum Games, I'm sure you're very curious about Bayonetta 3. Rest assured, the developers of Bayonetta 3 are hard at work, and I hope you're looking forward to learning more. Our next title will be the last announcement of the day. Please.
This guy talks to you like he's trying to comfort you. Like, don't get too stressed out. There's games coming. Is this the big one? Yeah. This is pretty fun.
Yeah, I saw this all over Twitter as well. This is hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Which is great because it's like my second favorite.
It was good, yeah. It's just cool because it's
Who's that elf boy?
Never seen him. Never heard of him. We're at a time though we're getting some like pretty cool remasters of games, and it's kind of cool to see a game that came out that long ago fucking
It's so cool looking.
remade. It looks dope as shit.
I love his dot eyes.
It's so like real looking in a weird way. Damn, he's got fucking hops. Oh shit, that's coming out fucking this year? Blizzard's got nothing coming out this year, and fucking Nintendo's just fucking...
So, what did you think? At long
throwing
last,
shit out all fucking
1993's
year.
Game Boy Classic, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Where was
will
the
find
support
new
in the
life
last
on
console?
Nintendo
man?
Switch.
I swear the Switch came out, they're like, psych!
After 26 years, it has been
I don't know why we did
reborn
that.
as a new experience, and we'll have more to say in the future.
They needed some them time. They
Please
need to
look
fucking
forward
just
to its
chill and not
release.
think about games for a little
That's
bit.
all for today's Nintendo Direct.
Here's a weird
Thank you
plastic
so
screen.
much
Keep
for
yourself
watching.
busy while we think of shit. Nintendo. All right, takeaways quickly.
I mean, if you watched the whole thing, you obviously heard our tidbits throughout the whole thing.
We
so
talked over the whole fucking thing. I'm sure we'll get a comment. You guys talk too much.
Yeah, so if you go to Nintendo's YouTube page, they'll have this available without our commentary. So overall, actually, I thought it was a really good Nintendo Direct. I'm super excited to see that they have so many projects coming out this year. I wish I could say the same for another company that we talk about all the time, but I'm not going to continue to mention. But
yeah, that's over.
But I would say easily, I don't know, 60, 70% of those I wanted.
75, 80% for me. Almost every game they showed I want to play.
It was cool.
That's fucking crazy. And there's like 3 fucking titles in there that I think are like, I need to play games. Not even just like, oh, that looks good for Nintendo. I'm just like, that's a fucking dope ass looking game.
Yeah.
That I can only get on a Switch. Which is awesome. It's weird being fucking excited for Nintendo shit again. Like, it's awesome. Fire Emblem looks fucking dope.
Yes.
I'm stoked to see Dragon Quest making its way over there. Even though it's fucked up, they get the definitive version. That Zelda remake looks fucking awesome.
That's very cool.
It has its own visual style too, so it's kind of like it's not like just like replacing the old one. It's like the new version of it. It's got its own flair or whatever. just so many fucking games. That fucking Platinum Games game. I mean, like that's an original fucking game that's coming out for Switch. Hellblade coming to fucking Switch. I mean, that's awesome. That's not a game I would ever have guessed is coming out.
I wouldn't have guessed that or Dead by Daylight. That was super
They're really
surprising.
hitting all the things you need to fucking that you would want.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dead by Daylight's legitimately just like competitive multiplayer game,
Horror game, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Grid,
very cool.
Adding a racing game, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. Even though I'm not a fan of the motion controls, it is neat that they even like put those
they'll,
in there.
They'll throw that into fucking any game.
Well, and it's fine because for some people they enjoy playing stuff like that.
Well,
so.
That's just like the Nintendo philosophy, though. Things you don't have to play like that. It's there if you want to have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Box Boy got big hype for Box Boy.
I don't, but it was cool looking. But I know I wouldn't play it. You know, the same thing with that Yoshi game. You know, maybe it's fun.
People fucking talk up those fucking games.
Well, maybe I should play them. I
look at them. I'm just like, but then they're like, they're really good. I'm like, are they? Are they really good?
Yeah, you should probably just try them at some point.
The old Toad Boy tracker.
That's a fun game. That is one visually at first I was like, yeah, whatever, and then I played it. I was like, that's pretty cool. So,
I also can't believe that Tetris 99 game exists, but also is on Switch. It's not. That should be on like everything. I feel like it should be free to play on everything.
It might come out later for other things because it's kind of how that Puyo Pop Tetris game was.
Okay.
It came out on Switch and then all of a sudden it was PC later.
Because it would make sense to have cross-platform Tetris 99 on everything because it's Tetris, so there's nothing like graphical about it that you'd have to really compete with.
Give it a few months, it'll be like Windows 10 and Xbox One as well or some shit, and it'll all be crossplay. So,
and they're trying to get Apex Legends crossplay on everything, so it should be fucking huge. But we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah. There's something that's shown earlier on in the thing, and for some reason, in 30 minutes, my mind's been fucking wiped. Do you remember anything in the beginning? Smash Bros. I remember seeing that. The fuck else they show? Starlink, which actually looks kind of interesting.
They showed Dragon Quest Builders 2. They showed Mario Maker 2.
I want to fucking Mario Maker 2 looks sick, but Dragon Quest Builders 2 is like a huge improvement.
You know, it's cool. I need to beat the first one because I know it's not a very long game. I just kind of, you know, it's funny. I had the mentality when I stopped playing. I was like, oh, this is one of those games like I can just come back to, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I kind of had interest in playing it, and then I found out the multiplayer thing wasn't happening, and then I was like, I don't know if I really want to play this. And then I played Dragon Quest 11, fucking loved it. Now I'm just like, Dragon Quest, give me more Dragon Quest.
If you can find a way to play it, you should play on the original DS. There was I think it's called Rocket Slime, and it's a game where you play as a slime in your own tank versus another person's tank, and you actually have to like load the guns and shoot them, but you can also run over inside their tank and start fighting their people so that they can't use their abilities and stuff. It was a really fun game.
Sounds complicated.
It really wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
But overall, great to see Nintendo not just forgetting about it after the thing's out in everyone's living rooms now. The support is great. It
gets better, dude.
I love the third-party support, which is Nintendo's weakest part every console, and they're not allowing that to happen this time.
Yeah, lessons learned for sure.
I think it just this generation in as a whole, Nintendo just kind of accepted that gaming has changed, and they had to change with it. And I mean, I think
Sony took a while to learn that lesson too.
Well, we saw a huge part of that when they accepted making mobile games.
Yeah, for
phones, which wasn't exciting, but it was a sign of Nintendo loosening their grip. So
yeah, for sure. And you said something about gaming generation, or whatever. I'm just thinking about it, like aside from like one that's had like a slight misstep, I think like this is probably one of the best console generations to exist. Because the PS4 and the Switch are fucking killing it. The Xbox is a great console that has good games on it, obviously. Struggles with the exclusives, but we don't got to go into that. But like as a console, it's a really good console. It's just a really good fucking generation in consoles right now. And I'm so happy to see the Switch is just fucking it's just an awesome console. There's no like, I don't know. Like it's just really fucking good. And it's so awesome to be excited for their games again and a variety of games.
They're also showing that you can have a current generation system but not be a complete graphical powerhouse.
Yeah, you don't need it. So. That's always been Nintendo's philosophy. Aside from the 64, that was their one console where they're like, we got the fucking powerhouse. And they did. But they've always emphasized fun in gaming. That's their biggest thing. And with the Wii, they really kind of emphasized the family fun. Yeah. But now they're just going like, we're still maintaining that philosophy of making fun fucking games. And their games look, especially the Nintendo games, they look really good. The first party games, yeah. But all their games look fine. But they don't look like, they're not going to look like, fucking excellent AAA, like what you get from a PC game or, Xbox One X game or a PS4 game. But they always look good, and they're going to be fun. They always have cool ideas to just be a fun game. So that's one thing that's so refreshing about Nintendo and their games. And yeah, if you could grade it real quick, what would you grade that presentation?
That?
Yeah.
I'd give that an A- pretty easily.
That's funny. I'd give it an A- as well. Yeah. All right, well, our water filter has started up, but at least the power stayed on. Let us know in the comments, what did you think about Nintendo Direct? What do you think about the announcements they have put out there? Which ones are you most excited for, if not all of them? And do you have a Switch? Do you plan on buying a Switch? If you don't have a Switch, why don't you have a Switch? And what do you think about Tetris 99 and it being essentially a battle royale game? Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to all the topics we've covered this episode. Until the next episode, which will be Tasty Cast this weekend. Have a great week, guys. Keep your power on, stay warm, and take it easy.